Hello, everyone. My name is Leroy Smith, and I'm the founder and CEO at Realize Curriculum Solutions. At Realize Curriculum Solutions, we are here to help you accelerate the learning of your learners who may have learning challenges or disabilities, so we can help them increase their academic outcomes. This mini lessons episode is all about goal setting. It's that time of the year again. We're still at the very beginning of the school year. We've just moved through the first quarter, going into the second quarter. And we are focused on this episode for goal setting as one of our high leverage strategies that's research-based to help you ensure that your students with learning challenges and disabilities achieve at high levels. So follow along in this video and you will get 3 tips on how to effectively set goals to support your learners who have the greatest needs. Tip number 1, identify and leverage your students' strengths. Yes, at Realize Curriculum Solutions, we always say start with the good. We always say this because so many people focus on what their students cannot do, that when you do that, you're limiting yourself from creating goals that your students can actually accomplish. So identify your students' strengths. They may have strengths in sports, arts, thinking creatively. They may have strengths in their speaking and listening skills. Find out what those strengths are and try to leverage those strengths when making goals. For example, if you have a student who is a strong creative thinker who may struggle with doing particular math problems or math concepts, perhaps you leverage their strengths in their creativity and give them a task where they have to think creatively with their peers and by themselves so that they can leverage those strengths to actively engage in that mathematical concept that you set as a goal for them. Tip number 2, prioritize. Prioritize your students' greatest need. This means that you're not saying they have to work on this and that and this and that and this and that. You're going from earlier, the first tip was to identify and leverage your students' strengths. And combine that by saying, what's their greatest need? Let's use the student we used earlier. That student thinks very creatively. They can figure out tricky things and they have different strategies of how to solve problems. Now we're going to prioritize their need. Their greatest need is that they struggle with solving multi-step word problems. But I know they think creatively. So I'm going to set a goal that they use some of their creative strengths in solving different tasks and combine that and prioritize that with a goal that's directly aligned with multi-step word problems to give them an advantage in their challenge area. When you prioritize what your student's greatest need is, it lessens the stress for them and you. So be ever so careful not to just throw everything there because you might see a lot of different needs at one time. Prioritize the greatest need and identify those strengths and leverage them so that their strengths can help them work through their greatest need. Tip number 3, make the goals functional. For example, you don't want to make a goal for a student who is learning how to solve word problems and the goal is about solving for area and perimeter. That isn't functional for that time. It's not aligned. And make sure it's functional, meaning it's aligned to where they are and the life that they live. Solving word problems is a part of our life. So perhaps the goal isn't just solving multi-step word problems, but it's about solving multi-step word problems to create a budget to go grocery shopping. This becomes a functional goal because this is a skill that this student and other students that you will have to use for a vast majority of their lives when they are budgeting for themselves, their family, and their family members. So when you leverage their strengths and identify those strengths to give them an advantage in their greatest priority need area, then you need to make a goal that's actually functional. so that they can tackle this goal, address this goal as frequently and as effectively and efficiently as possible. So tip number 3, make that goal functional. All right, everyone, we've arrived to the end of this mini lesson on goal setting, which is a high leverage strategy that was identified by the Cedar Center and the Council for Exceptional Children, which are 2 amazing organizations that help out and support families, schools, and specifically students with exceptional needs or disabilities. So let's recap our 3 tips to effectively make goals. 1, identify and leverage your student strengths. 2, prioritize the greatest area of need. And 3, make it functional. Make that goal functional so that it serves that child well in life. Don't just make it about passing a test. Make these goals align to your children's lives, because then your instruction will be responsive to their needs and will increase their academic outcomes. Thank you for attending this mini lesson with our Realize Curriculum Corner newsletter and also services here at Realize Curriculum Solutions. Follow us on Instagram at Realize Curriculum Solutions and Facebook at Realize Solutions LLC. Look us up on YouTube and LinkedIn. We are willing and capable and able to support you and your students, whether you are an educational leader, educator, or parent or caregiver, to ensure you increase the academic outcomes of your learners with learner challenges and disabilities. As always, you can look us up on www.realizecurriculumsolutions.com, and we hope you realize a solution that works for you today. See you soon.